Back to North Dakota today. We're with Jes Juma at Advantage Appliance in the Thermador kitchen. Jess, we are mixing up some Irish soda bread today.
We are, yes.
And so we mixed in, we have flour, which we learned that you need to weigh,
yes,
not measure. And then we have chives, sharp cheddar cheese, butter, baking soda.
Yep, and a little bit of salt.
And a little bit of salt.
A little bit of salt. Yep, so now we just need to bring it all together.
Okay.
So I'm going to use buttermilk.
Okay.
And I like to start with about 3/4 of it, to be honest, because you can't take it back, but you can always add more.
That is a good point. Something that you learned the hard way a few too many
yes.
times.
I mean, you can add more flour, but then your ratios get off. And like we were talking earlier, baking's a science.
Yes,
so.
it is. Yep. So you're putting in the buttermilk, and what consistency are we looking for with the dough now?
We really want it to just come together. It's almost like making biscuits in that sense. Like we don't want to overwork it or over knead it because there isn't any yeast to help it rise. So all we have is that baking powder in there.
Okay. So we'll give this a good stir.
Yep.
And now just would probably be a good time to start talking about how people can get their hands on some of this if they're not culinarily inclined. That you take custom orders.
I do. Yep. So I have a little bakery business, Jes Juma's Breads and Bakes. Just run it out of my home on the side, so people can reach out to me. And honestly, sweet stuff is what people tend to love.
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't want a good cupcake or a brownie or something like that? But breads are my favorite. So
breads are your favorite to make. So do Jess a favor and start ordering some breads so she can have some fun in the kitchen.
Yes, please do.
But the cupcakes, and do you do like custom birthday cakes, all that type of stuff?
I do. So I do everything very simple, but elegant is kind of my thing. I call it simple elegance because I want my flavors. I don't like to use artificial ingredients or artificial food colors if I don't have to. So it's all natural. Just how it looks is how it's going to taste.
Yeah.
Yep.
Excellent. Stick to the taste. That's so
exactly.
Cool. And then you also do like bars and stuff. So if you have like a big family gathering coming up.
Graduation is coming up. Yep. So I'm getting pretty full for graduation. That's a big one. But yeah, those big spreads of trays. So different types of cookies, different types of bars, maybe mini cupcakes.
Oh, mini cupcakes. I love those. Then you can try a whole bunch of ones.
Yes,
like you don't have to be taking a piece of one and being like, oh, I wish I could have tried the other one.
100%. Actually, one of the best graduation ones I ever did was a brunch. So we did mini bagels and mini muffins and mini quiches.
That's such a good idea.
I thought it was such a fun idea. I was like, what a unique thing to do for like your grad party.
Absolutely.
Like a brunch.
There we go. So we just gave you guys a really good idea.
Exactly.
We're letting out all the secrets. So, so everything is pretty much mixed together now.
Yep, you can see it just comes together. And I'm going to switch over here. And this is so easy. And that's what I love about Irish soda bread is you can just whip it up at home. Like you don't have anything, or the garlic one we were talking about earlier, like, oh, it's pasta night and you want some garlic bread, but you don't have a loaf to like make your traditional garlic bread.
Yeah.
40 minutes while your pasta's cooking and stuff, you can have this done.
Yeah.
So I just shape it into a circle.
Okay. And this
Savory gets some flour on top. If I was doing sweet, like I said, just a little bit of sugar.
Okay.
And then you got to score it really deep. So you can see on the finished one, it's got those deep scores in there.
Yeah.
And that's to make sure it cooks all the way through.
So you're cutting almost all the way through,
Almost
but not
all
quite.
the way through, exactly.
Let's see if we can. There you go. Can you see that, Lee? Yep. Okay. Yeah. So it's almost all the way through, not quite though.
Yep. And then this goes into the oven.
For how do you know? Like how long? You said about 40 minutes.
Yeah, anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes, depending on your oven temperature, at about 400, 415 degrees. So it's a pretty hot bake.
Yeah.
But again, you got to get all the way in there.
Yeah.
So.
And does the scoring, does that help it cook all the way through a little bit faster?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Interesting. Okay, so we throw this in the oven, but then we got the finished product here.
We do.
So I'm lucky enough to get to try to taste some of it.
Yes, please help yourself. I brought some butter if you want. That's pretty traditional.
I want some butter? Let's be honest here. So when you cut this, do I just like take a little corner? I'll probably.
I mean, if it's my kids, they're just going to take a whole quarter.
Yeah, which is smart.
I mean, I don't blame them. It's good stuff, but I usually cut it in half.
Okay, so just like a little pie. Okay,
yeah, exactly.
Cute. All right. Alrighty, so it's it's pretty dense.
It is a denser bread, absolutely. Yep, that's because it doesn't have that yeast in there.
Oh, that is good. That is
so like
really
with
good.
the beef stew on a cold winter night, this is probably one of our go-tos.
Absolutely. Putting some butter on there. This is so delicious, Jess. Tell us one more time where we can find you on Facebook to place custom orders.
Yeah, Jes Juma's Breads and Bakes.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for coming in, Jess. This is a delicious bread. Get your desserts and your breads from our friend Jess here. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back to see what Jay is up to just after the break.